Hey everyone. A while ago I did a series called College Pro Tips in which I gave advice to people who were either in their first year of college or about to go into college or things like that. And I kind of stopped doing it after a while, not for any real reason, but I kind of felt like I'd been out of college for a few years at that point, so my experience might not be super relevant. And the number of questions I was getting did diminish somewhat, so I kind of moved off doing it, but I did enjoy doing it as a series, and I do remember that quite a few of you did enjoy listening to it, and if you're a new subscriber since then and you have no idea what I'm talking about, hey, don't worry about it. But I have received another question, and I'm going to answer it, but not under the College Pro Tips banner. I'm just going to rename that to General Life Advice, and it probably can have a much better title some point in the future, but for right now that's what I'm calling it. And so this person asked the question, okay, I don't understand what to do about studying. I feel like once I have one class down and under my belt, I remember I have 4 others. Are there any tips on keeping up with all of them at once, or at least in a timely manner? Thanks. Okay, so time management is not just a college thing. That is something you are going to deal with for the rest of your life if you plan on having a career or a family, or you do anything. So it's something you're going to have to deal with. Fortunately, there are lots of things to help you with time management. Now, I can't tell you exactly what's going to work for you, but I can tell you this is what worked for me. When I first started college, well, I went to a community college, and I pretty much had everything under control there. I just remembered my deadlines, did my work, no big deal. After the first year of that, I went off to regular college. I quickly got underwater within the first 2 or 3 weeks because it felt like no matter what I was doing, there was always something that was due that I didn't know about, or I was behind on one thing and caught up in another, and it just felt like I couldn't get ahead. So what I did was get a handheld calendar. If this makes me sound old, that's fine. But like a little booklet calendar, and I just wrote down my due dates for absolutely everything in it. So I would look at the next week or two, at the start of each week and see, okay, what do I have coming up? All right, I have that. Well, I'll work on that stuff first, and then I'll get to other stuff once I'm done with the things that are due the soonest. Now, these days, it's a lot easier to do that with Google Calendar or iCal or something like that. If you have a smartphone or access to a computer on a consistent basis, and I'm assuming most people do, at least have access to a computer, then you can have a Google Calendar very, very easily. You can put in your due dates for everything. Now, if you do this, you gotta do it all the way. Put your due dates for absolutely everything in it. And then you can set reminders. Let's say you've got a paper you think it's gonna take you about a week to write. You set the deadline for when it's due in your calendar, and then you tell it to remind you a week and a half beforehand, a week before, 2 days before, stuff like that. So you don't have an excuse for not knowing it's coming up because you're getting constant reminders. And you can set Google Calendar to remind you as often as you want, so you can definitely get that taken care of. But you got to put absolutely everything in there. You need to make your calendar your go-to for knowing when stuff is due. If it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. And as soon as you get assigned something, it goes straight into the calendar. That will at least keep you organized, and you'll know what's coming up first. And when you know what's coming up first, at that point, you just you work on what's due next. Whatever is the most looming thing that has to be turned in the soonest. Or if it's the amount of work for a project is so large you have to work on that soonest, you start on that. Don't assume you can remember it all. Just writing it down may seem kind of trivial, but trust me, it makes a huge difference. I've had to learn that even working after college. It's been an issue for me at different times, thinking oh, I can remember that, no big deal. And then invariably I'll remember some of it and then forget some of it, and that other some of it that I forgot ends up being kind of a big deal. So don't take the chance, Write everything down, get organized, and then also don't think that you can just schedule every waking moment of your day. It's been proven many times that working over 40 hours a week doesn't really make you do that much more work. Now, you may not have a choice if you've got a ton of homework in college, but I'm betting you can get it done if you get yourself organized, and you do need to schedule some rest time in there. Your brain just doesn't work as well if it's tired and it doesn't have any opportunity to kind of stretch itself out and unwind. So you need to be sleeping at least 6 or 7 hours a night, 8 if you can, and you need to be taking, even if it's just a half hour a day, to watch a dumb sitcom or something. Get away from your computer, go for a walk, lay on the couch, do something different from what you normally do, and just unwind a little bit. Your brain needs it. Even if you feel like you don't have enough time to spare for that, you actually do, because little times of rest will actually recharge you and you'll work much more quickly and efficiently. So thank you guys for watching this. If you would like me to restart my advice series, just send in your questions. Also send in name suggestions for the title, because general advice or general life advice is an incredibly lame name. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, like it. If you want to be a part of the conversation, leave a comment. And if you disliked it, dislike the video and let me know why. Have a great day.